Hello and welcome to another episode of the Bookie and the Beano, where we discuss the debits and credits of being an accountant or bookkeeper in the digital world today. I'm Kane Munro, owner of Active Outsourcing and Accountancy Online, and with me as always is Diane Lucas, superstar bookkeeper, consultant and owner of Direct Management. Diane, how are you going?
I'm doing really well. I've acclimatized myself to US time zone.
You are. You're on the back end of QuickBooks Connect in the US of A, San Jose, I believe. Tell me, what's it like at QuickBooks Connect?
It is massive. It is probably the event on the planet for accounting professionals, small business owners, app partners, all those sort of things. So 3 days of just go, 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 go. And we're at the tail end, as you said, and I'm ready to get on the plane and go home.
So it's basically 72 hours of hard learning around accountancy and bookkeeping stuff and technology coming down the pipe and networking as well, I understand.
Absolutely. Well, it's actually 2.5 days, and it finishes at mid-afternoon on the third day. There's breakout streams for the 3 days. The first day is pretty much aimed at the accountancy professional. Bring in small business streams on day 2. And the third day is more aimed at sort of mentoring and sort of the extra bits that just lay the icing on the whole event. And not only that, though, you've got lots and lots of breakout streams, probably almost too many to choose from, in fact, because when you go through the list and you tick the ones that you're interested in, suddenly you've got to split yourself into 3 to actually be able to attend these things. So you've got to flip a coin then and try and figure out exactly which one you want to go to. But that's great. More choice than no choice, I guess. You've not only got that, you've got an incredibly large exhibition hall where all the vendors are. So you've got a cream of the vendors as well. So, of course, being in America, you've got them tailored more to the US market, but it's always great to go around and catch up with all the Aussies. Fathom were there, Spotlight were there, PI were there, Practice Ignition.
Well, I guess that's the thing with being a US one as well. Traditionally, the US are a little bit ahead of Australia with regards to technology coming down the pipe, especially in the industry we work in. So I think it'd be great to see some of that stuff before it hits Australia, or some of the things they're doing over there, which could be adapted to Australia at some point of time.
Well, that's right. And one of the really exciting things that I find is not only the exhibition hall, which is the big one with the sort of well-known apps, but you've also got what they call the Discovery Hall. And the Discovery Hall is where there's probably a good 30 very small booths, 1 seat, 1.5 meters wide, one beside the other. And these are all the new app developers, all the new apps that are coming in that might have been around for 12 months or even like less than or just slightly more than. And they're still, creating their market. And it's a great opportunity to go and have a talk to these sort of people and see what's actually coming out in the market and those things. So I have, talked to a few of those. And the other thing which was really exciting, and they introduced this at QB Connect last year, and they sort of escalated a bit this year, and that was to bring in a small business bazaar. And so what they do is they go around in the year to different places, whatever, and they discover some small businesses that they think have a nice little, nice product, and they invite them to attend QB Connect, and they have a little stall and stand, and these guys were all testing QuickBooks Payments, which is a integrated payment facility gateway in the US product, hopefully coming to Australia in 12 months or so. But it's very similar to a Square product, but it is embedded in QuickBooks Online. And I saw it in action, and I thought it was absolutely brilliant. So I really look forward to that actually breaking out into the Australian market eventually.
They're the really exciting things where there are a lot of different sort of AP and scanning systems out there at the moment, but some of that stuff which is a little bit outside the box, be able to dig in deep and walk through that particular area of the conference, I'd imagine would be absolutely fantastic. And I know you caught up with a few people while you're over there, so we're going to hear some of the people you've caught up with now. Di had the mic in hand, and you can hear from them now.
So I'm here with David Cristello from Jetpack Workflow. If you haven't heard about Jetpack Workflow, where have you been in this world? So it's been in Australia for how long?
3 to 4 years.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Quite a long time. So it is a wonderful product, but David's going to tell you all about it.
Yeah, absolutely. So Jetpack Workflow helps accounting firms track all of the recurring client work so that things do not fall through the cracks. This is what we heard from accounting and bookkeeping and payroll and tax firms time and time again, is that they didn't have visibility over what their team was working on or when things were due or the status of what was going on in their own firm. So we give a simple place to track all of these one-off or recurring deadlines and due dates and give a simple solution for the firm owner to see what's going on in their business. So for owners that are familiar with CRM tools like Salesforce or project management tools like Trello or Asana. We built this mixture that's kind of like CRM to house client profiles. We have things in the tool called jobs, which are like projects, and it's a way for you to track all of your client work in a single place.
And how do you compare to the competitors on the market, other practice management software?
Yeah, so I mean the things that the firms, I just had a couple lunches with firm owners, and they said that, first and foremost, we try to design Jetpack workflow so it feels comfortable to an accounting firm owner, meaning when you open it up, the most popular screen is the jobs list. Jobs list kind of looks like a spreadsheet. It's like a hyper advanced spreadsheet to filter and sort and search everything that's going on in your firm. So that alone just makes people feel more comfortable adopting the product, both the firm owner and the team. The other thing is we do try to make it as simple as possible to set up. So one of the things we have in the application is a workflow library. So if you need to kickstart creating your standardized set of process for completing services, we have 30 plus templates inside of the system. And then finally, I can go on and on about what makes it different, but I'll say the final thing I'll mention is, our customer support, we really try to do everything we can to be, extremely responsive, extremely helpful, and make sure that when you're adopting a new tool, because every tool requires some amount of change management, that you're supported by our team. You can schedule calls, you can contact us via support. But I'd say at a high level, people adopt us because they feel like they can easily relate to the product. It's simple to set up. Loretta's, I'll give a shout out to Loretta. Yeah. Loretta came to us, she had tried a competitive product, and you mentioned that you've been trying it for weeks to get it set up, and then on a Saturday afternoon, you kicked around Jetpack Workflow and got it set up by Monday. So, I mean, that's a common story. I mean, Loretta's an all-star, but that's also a common story for Jetpack.
So I was actually going to bring Loretta into the conversation. So Loretta Finnis is an Australian here in QB Connect at San Jose. And so you tell me your story on Jetpack Workflow.
Thanks, Di. Look, I've been using Jetpack, I would say probably the first 6 months since it arrived to Australia. It took our whole business to the next level because I was able to track all our jobs, what staff was doing what, and I knew compliance-wise that I would have been in on time with our BASs, our PAYG, our IASs each month. That really helped me grow the business, but also throwing away probably 6 different Excel spreadsheets that I was using.
That's awesome. I'm going to let David run because he's got another appointment to get to, but thank you so much for your time.
Yeah, absolutely. If anybody has any questions, my email is david@jetpackworkflow.com, or you can just learn more about the company at jetpackworkflow.com. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So I'm here with Samir, and Samir used to be an Intuit employee up until 2014, and now Samir has got a product called Client Hub, and it's been around for how many years?
About 1.5 years now. Yeah.
Okay, so Samir's going to tell us all about Client Hub in his elevated pitch.
So Client Hub is a client interaction platform for accounting professionals. And what it does, it helps you get your answers that you need from your clients in a much quicker way, while at the same time creating an amazing experience that sets you apart from other accounting professionals. And that client experience is really what makes us special.
And how does that client experience actually, what does it look like?
Yeah, so it looks like an all-in-one workspace is what we call it. So in our workspace, we actually create a way for an accounting professional to curate that experience for the clients. So they can exchange messages with clients, they can exchange files with clients, they can assign what we call tracked items or things that you need from clients. And then best of all, empower clients with a set of resources that they need without having to bother you for the same form every time or the same tutorial every time. Really just creates a much more engaging experience for the client in that workspace that we create.
And you said that it's really aiming at eliminating those pesky emails too, isn't it?
Yes, exactly. So the what we hear from firms all the time is emails are cumbersome. We don't get answers to those emails as quickly as we would like to see. The communication gets siloed because not everyone in the firm knows what's going on with the client, and ultimately it's not that secure. So for a lot of reasons, it's not a great idea to communicate with clients over email, and that's probably the biggest driving force for us to create Client Hub.
So do you see your product being used in isolation, or would it be used simultaneously with other practice management software, or how does that all sort of fit in together?
Yeah. So we actually are a complement to any practice management solution. So we have firms who are using the work features in QBOA, we have firms that are using other practice management solutions, and what happens is you have your task workflow, and at some point in the task workflow, as you're doing your work, you have to pause and send a client questions. And it's at that point that we say, when you would normally switch over to email, instead of switching over to email, just switch over to Client Hub. So we're a complement to those practice management type of solutions.
It sounds like a really efficient way of organising our practice. What about the client experience? What does that look like?
So the clients have a ability to use Client Hub on both our web application as well as what is really popular now is our mobile apps. So for many clients, for many small businesses, they're not necessarily in front of a computer all day. And so they download our mobile Client Hub app once, and then every time an accountant has a message to the client or a client has a message to the accountant, all of that can happen directly in their mobile device, and it's a much more convenient interaction for the client.
And are you working with globally, or are you isolated to the US market?
We are global. We have customers in all over the world already. So Canada, UK, Scotland, Australia as well. So yeah.
Fantastic. So how do we find you?
ClientHub.app is our URL in our landing page, and we offer a 2-week free trial. So look forward to you checking us out and hopefully using Client Hub with your clients.
I certainly will be checking it out. Thank you very much, Samir.
Thank you.
So I'm here with Mike D. And Mike D has a program called Order Time, which is a program that he's going to tell us all about.
Yeah. Basically, Order Time is an inventory and order management platform. It's completely cloud-based. It integrates with QuickBooks Online and QuickBooks Enterprise, and it can scale all the way down to one user. Basically, you can set it up so that it can work with your e-commerce website so that you can purchase straight through your website, and all the orders get funneled into Order Time. If you're a small-scale manufacturer, you can have work orders set up so that it can do an assembly with your bill of materials, and you can take it all the way from phase 1 of production all the way to the final phase when it becomes an inventory item that you ship out.
So, Mike D, how does that fit in with the other apps that are out there at the moment, the bigger SOS inventory, Deer inventory, Fishbowl, all those sort of things? How do you differentiate yourself?
Since we scale all the way down to one user and we don't have any special tiers, we allow phone support even at like one user. We don't have any block on orders per month or the amount of SKUs that you can have in the system. And pretty much a lot of them have really heavy onboarding costs. Our onboarding is free. Our training is 4 free hours per year, recurring every single year. And we don't have any block on support. We want you to be able to get all the hand-holding you need to finish the process and onboard you onto our platform.
What are some of the wonderful features that you have in your program?
Every feature with e-commerce is an integration, so we integrate with Shopify, Volusion, Magento, BigCommerce, WooCommerce. We offer sales, purchasing, so that you can add your vendors in and create your POs. We offer production, so that you can do your complete manufacturing, and also a full suite of reporting so that you can do reorder analysis. You know when a product's going to run out and how many you should purchase based on past sales.
That's pretty exciting. So what sort of client is your ideal client?
We're looking for a small to medium-sized business, and we have enterprise clients, but we focus on businesses that are just starting out and they want to scale upwards in the future. Start with minimal features and move up. And we have a lot of clients in food and beverage industry, and also clients in medical, retail, fashion, especially because we have a style configurator. So if you have SKUs of different colors or sizes or whatever configuration you have, we make it easy with one screen for all the different style variations for those SKUs.
So how would we find you?
You can find us on ordertime.com. We are based out of South Florida, so we have different localizations for Spanish language if you're interested in that. But ordertime.com, you can find all the information I just told you and more.
That is absolutely wonderful. Thank you for your time today.
Thank you.
That's all for today on the Bookie and the Beano. We'll be back soon with another episode of Bookie and the Beano. Until then, stay accurate.
And I hope you enjoyed my take on QuickBooks Connect San Jose 2018. Bye.